There is a new decision by NASA to basically clean up the site to residential standards. And suburban residential, when you think about that and the idea that this site would not have houses, that to me really is ideal, because that makes it safe for the people below, and it makes it safe for the future. And I think that's what we should be thinking about, because that's the entire point of engaging in a cleanup. Now, I've been fairly shocked about the recent efforts, because it's been reasonably clear to me for many years now that there are many involved that are not trying to get the site cleaned up. They are literally making money off of fighting a cleanup, and their goal is to keep fighting, is to keep the fight going. And so at one point they decided that the aim was to criticize Native American tribes in a way that was highly inappropriate, and I would argue even racist. And now we have a suburban residential solution, and instead I see a video claiming that radioactive waste is going to go to the Calabasas landfill. The Calabasas landfill has not accepted hazardous waste for more than a decade. And that's not changing now. And if it is changing now, that is an entirely different problem. But according to that source, that is not happening. And so I really think we need to start questioning the motives of people that are trying to throw a wrench into a cleanup that is actually within our grasp now. Unless people think it's better to wave around an imaginary cleanup, a political win, maybe that is beneficial to some people, but for the people here who live here, who have children here, who want to grow up and grow old here, the solution is to have an actual solution, not to fight it forever, to try to claim things that are just not, to make people afraid of things that aren't happening. That isn't helpful. That isn't helpful to getting to a solution. That isn't helpful to educating the surrounding public. That isn't helpful to holding the responsible parties accountable, because when you accuse them of things they aren't doing, well, it only helps them, because they have no problem defending that with their army of lawyers. So isn't it better to try to hold them accountable to things that we actually want them to do, that they're actually now going to do? Or do you think it's better to focus on making Dan Hirsch rich? And we can continue every time it rains or burns to worry, because the stuff is still up there. Or should we actually focus on getting a solution so that the stuff is not still up there, so that future generations don't have to worry like we do? Or is this all for Dan? I think people need to start asking themselves that question, and what they're really in this for, because I find this to be highly suspicious.